Okay, it looks like I'm live. Before I get into this, I just want to check my settings. Okay, the setting is not good. Make sure everything is working. Make sure I'm not going to get any feedback. So, whoa, what just happened? Is everything working? Everything appears to be a mess of confusion. Okay, let's move this over. Pardon me for a moment while I get this straight, because I have a lot that I want to go over today. It's going to be a pretty big live stream. And if you have any questions for me, please put them in the chat. This is super important because one of the changes that's happened is that there are no more comments on the YouTube videos. So the only way that I'm going to have to communicate with you on YouTube will be the chat during live streams, but most of the communication I'm going to have with my community will remain on Instagram and on Patreon. So just give you a few moments, let some people come in, let my Instagram know that I am live. Okay. I can't tell how many people are here. Unfortunately, I'm using the lower quality version of the Hangout in order to make sure that I don't have any buffering issues, because this is a pretty important video. I've been gone since, I think my last video was December 23rd. So it's 3 months, pretty much, just shy of 3 months. No, yeah, just shy of 3 months that I've put out a video. And it was a really important 3 months. I needed that for myself to figure out what I wanted to do with YouTube. I hadn't been happy with YouTube for a while, and I was going through a lot of changes and figuring out where I wanted to go forward, and I wanted to make sure that the only thoughts in my head about that were my own. So that's pretty much why I left YouTube. I put my Patreon on hiatus. I left YouTube. I had already given up all my social media except for Instagram. So pretty much the only outlet I've had has been Instagram for the last 3 months, and it's been interesting. I found myself not doing as many photos as I used to. I would like to say that was because I don't have a smartphone anymore. But frankly, as I got off YouTube, I started experiencing things and realizing this idea that things don't occur, things don't matter, things aren't real unless you document them. You know, without pictures, it didn't happen. Time of mindset wasn't healthy. And so I started just allowing myself to experience more things without the needed pressure of recording. That said, I think about 2 months in, I started really missing having that outlet. I started experiencing things and making decisions and realizing I really did want to share them with people. And I fiddled around with Instagram Live as a way of doing that. And I enjoyed it a great deal. But using Instagram on my computer only, I was having issues with saving the videos. And I really wanted to archive a lot of that. And as I thought about the reasons why YouTube was making me unhappy, it came down to community, lack of community, because I had a really strong community, and I will say I have a really strong community, but I don't necessarily feel free on the platform to interact with that community in the way that I want to authentically, because of trolls and negativity and a lot of stuff that goes in my private comments. I would like to think that I'm a strong enough person that, you know, sticks and stones will break my bones. But honestly, some of the private comments that I get are so hurtful and so damaging that there are times when it's like I want to go on YouTube to answer comments from people that I really care about, and find myself subconsciously avoiding YouTube because, oh my goodness, here we go again. The minute I log in, I'm going to see all these other comments, and I'm going to have to filter people saying stuff about my kids, people saying stuff about you know, my color. It just got to be really, really difficult. And just in general, I feel like just in general, the YouTube platform has gotten more negative. In addition, this idea of supporting my channel with ads, I was having this cognitive dissonance because I'm a minimalist and I don't buy things and I don't believe in that type of consumer culture. And yet all my YouTube videos had ads and I was making money off of ads. And there was a disconnect, a moral disconnect there that I was just done with. And I knew that the amount of time that I spent doing YouTube videos, the idea of that being a hobby just wasn't a complete connect either. I feel like I do want that type of content supported, especially when I am making videos that take more time or are really helpful to people. So, you know, a lot of balls in the air, a lot of decisions to make. And what it came down to was a really hard decision. I've decided that I am coming back to YouTube, but it's a very small scale. And the bulk of my video content will instead be on my Patreon. So I have a lot of things coming up and I want to do videos for them, but life updates will be on Patreon only. And YouTube will be reserved for more artistic type content, kind of what I was starting to get into before I left, but not daily. It will be more occasional, you know, videos about what I'm experiencing and done in a non-sit-down vlog way. Whereas Patreon will get the bulk of my vlogs, my travel updates, my Buddhist training updates, just me. And that way it will help filter the community so that I can begin to have a really strong relationship with the people in that community without having to deal with the trolls and the racists and the negativity and the ads around the platform. I have decided that there will be no more ads on my YouTube channel at all. And I've gone through and I've deleted all the ads. In addition, you'll notice there are a lot fewer videos. I deleted most of my videos. I kept a handful that I felt were extremely helpful to people and that I felt I could stand behind with my current knowledge. And then I deleted everything else for a couple reasons. The reviews are obvious. I just don't believe in that type of consumer culture. And so there are very few reviews that I've left on the channel, and they're for companies that I feel like really align with my beliefs. And I've deleted all the other reviews. I've deleted all my lock update videos except for my son's because his videos were very distinct and they helped a lot of people that couldn't get that information elsewhere. But all my videos, you can get that from other people, so they don't need to be up there. My old life updates are, for the most part, gone, completely deleted. And anything, you know, I didn't feel like going through every single video and asking myself, does this one align with where I am right now? Or going through every single video and being like, is all the information in here current? Especially when it comes to the lock videos, because there were so many. And I looked at them and I started to go through them and be like, you know, going through and just checking for updated information and making sure everything was accurate. And I was just done. I was just done. I just couldn't do it anymore. Hi, Anandare. Yeah, so that is a thing, and it's something that I think is important. You know, I will continue to have more artistic YouTube videos on this channel, but the bulk of my videos are going to be Patreon only. And that way I can curate a community environment in a way that I can't on YouTube. And, you know, obviously, you know, some people aren't going to be able to do that. I have it done on monthly, and that way if someone wants to just like pledge like $1 a month, they can. But the main reason for it is to self-filter out all of the BS that happens on this platform. I'm done with it. I'm done with the ads. I'm done with the trolls. I'm done with the racists. I'm done with the constant changes and not having control of my content. I'm done with the politics of YouTube, essentially. But I love this platform for more artistic stuff. There are a lot of channels I watch that I learn stuff from and I enjoy the videos. But the more personal stuff needs to be in a location where I feel more free to be who I am. And there's a lot of times when I've been doing YouTube videos and I hesitate to say something or I edit something out just because this platform can get so toxic so quickly and it can be misread so quickly. I've put videos out saying one thing and then people just totally take it the opposite direction and they're unwilling to listen. There's no nuance in the conversation. Everything has to be black and white, good or bad, heaven or hell, you're an angel or you're the devil kind of situation going on. And I'm just done with it. And I feel like on Patreon, because you are paying, even if it's just like $1, I feel like that helps filter out that kind of stuff. And that way I'm getting people that actually care. So as far as an update as what's going on with my life, the reason why I decided that I had to come back to video in some form is because I have a lot of stuff coming up. For one, I'm going to be spending 2 weeks in a Buddhist monastery, and I am selling my van, and I am preparing my bike to be my only vehicle for bike packing, bike camping, whatever you want to call it nowadays. And I'm preparing to travel and take my religious studies to a deeper level personally. And all of that is stuff that is personal enough that having it just out on YouTube isn't exactly comfortable. If I struggle with something, if I voice a fear, like with the van, if I have a fear about something with the van, I don't want to have to deal with a gazillion comments about how horrible it is to have the van in the first place, or how I just need to get an apartment, or how horrible it must be for my children that I'm in my van kind of situation. Whereas if it's more of a community environment, we can have those deeper discussions. We can have those more nuanced conversations without everything having to be a soundbite all the time. And I know this is going to disappoint a lot of people, but I feel like this is also the best way to honor the community. I really valued the closeness that I had with a lot of my subscribers, and I want that back. And I feel like I've lost that because I was struggling to be authentic and be open on this platform, just due to all the aforementioned reasons. So I'm not sure how many people are here. If you're here, say something. Ananda, do you have any questions? Because it's going to be a while before I have another one of these live updates. And so I definitely am curious, do you have any questions about what's happening, or, what to expect on the Patreon side, what to expect on the YouTube side? I am planning on putting up a lot of content on Patreon just because I'm going to feel more safe there. And so I'm looking forward to that. I already have decided I'm going to do audio podcasts while I'm at the monastery, but they won't go up until the 2 weeks is over because I have satellite internet there. So it's like, 1996 over there. So when I get out, there's going to be a ton of content about that. And then obviously wherever it heads from there, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen after the 2 weeks in the monastery. I either going to be riding a bicycle from Arkansas to California, or I'm going to be staying, so everything is up in the air and I'm kind of excited by it. No, I do actually want you to express concern right now because I feel like this is important. This is a big change. I have been on here for over a decade, and deciding to take almost all of my content member only is huge. So, go ahead, and now is that time. When I say I'm done with like the concern, I'm talking about, you've seen it, like on the hitchhiking video. If I put out a video explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know um a little bit of concern is great. A lot of concern can be claustrophobic, especially because in the YouTube platform, you can't have a two-way conversation anymore. So the way it's set up is, if somebody makes a comment and I reply to that comment, and then someone else replies to that comment, you're only getting some of those. You're not getting all the notifications. And without having the ability to do video responses, there's just two-way conversations on YouTube are hard. And so it's hard to explain where you're coming from and hear someone's concerns, and have it not be constantly trying to drill it down into sound bites, and everything just comes out sounding more toxic. Whereas it's someplace like Patreon, where there's fewer people, the threaded comments are easier, you're getting all your notifications. I feel like it's just a lot easier to have those important conversations. Yeah. I also have been filtering a lot. So I would say I started filtering the comments, really deleting a lot of the toxic stuff a couple years ago. Before that, I used to just let it sit. I used to have a thought that if you're going to be an ass on the internet, that the internet has the should have the right to see what kind of ass you are. But then I realized that negative comments were making everyone feel negative, so I just delete things like crazy. And that is it's been good for the channel, but that means I have to go through and read all that stuff, and I hate it. I hate it so much. How am I physically feeling? Am I eating well? I physically feel a lot better. I bought a bicycle off Craigslist that I'm going to be using for the bike camping, and I just took it out for a decent bike ride yesterday, and it felt so good. And I realized I'm in much better shape than the last time I got on a bicycle, which was very reassuring, because the first couple months of bike camping is going to be rough, and I know this. So that was really good. On the eating front, obviously, I have so many food allergies. I have food allergies and I have food sensitivities. And I get so frustrated because I'm trying to make my food match my ethics. And when you throw food allergies and sensitivities in the mix, ethical eating for me isn't actually healthy. But I am doing better. I'm doing a lot better. I've made some changes. I've had a little bit more money, which helps. So I'm able to get in the type of protein that I do digest well. The biggest issue is when I'm running on the broke side and I start like weeding out the more expensive stuff, then my dietary issues get in the way of me getting all the nutrients that I need, because a lot of the foods I'm allergic to are really nutrient dense foods. So that's frustrating, but the last few weeks have been pretty good. Let me see here. Just curious. It looks like you're the only one watching. And so that's kind of a shame, because I was hoping to get some questions out of the way. So what I will say to people is, because there aren't comments on videos anymore, if you have questions about this change, if you have concerns, if you have something that I did not address, please head over to my Instagram and just shoot me a message, and I will address it the next time I have a live stream. I will occasionally do a live stream, but I hope that I was clear here. I'm really wanting to build a strong community, and I'm wanting to get back to making videos that are fun and interesting and helpful. And I'm super excited about spending 2 weeks in the monastery. Like, I've never spent that long in a monastery, and this monastery in particular is very different than any place I've ever been. So that will be interesting. And I'm way, way, way excited about bicycle camping. I am actually in the process of selling my Tom Ben backpack. I'm getting rid of my backpack because I'm getting panniers for the bicycle, and I won't be carrying a backpack when I'm living on my bicycle. So yeah, essentially I'm going to be a bicycle nomad. So I'm going to have panniers, bags on the actual bicycle itself, and I will eventually get a smaller backpack for when I leave for Asia, so that I can have something on me on the airplane and just put the panniers in the bag in the box with the bicycle. The bicycle I have folds up, which will make it easy to travel. And I don't know when I'm going to leave the country because I don't know what's going to happen at the monastery. So I haven't even bothered about even deciding what kind of backpack I'll get then. Right now, I've been trying to get all of my gear used. Again, I'm trying to align my life with my ethics more. And so I picked up this bag that goes on the front of a bicycle. And this is becoming kind of like my purse, but it carries a lot. So I'm really excited about that. And then I picked up 2 smaller panniers, which are normally for the front of a bicycle. But I have such few belongings that I'm going to try to use them for the back and see if I can get away with a pretty minimalist setup. Otherwise, they will be my front panniers, and I'm still looking for back panniers. I have I went through my wardrobe recently, and I'm going to do a minimalist wardrobe video for my Patreon, because I think I counted, including socks and underwear, I counted approximately like 23 items total, and almost all of them are natural fibers, and almost all of them I got used. And so I would love to do a video on that. Yes, that's why I'm going to be riding my bicycle to California, because my daughter's graduation is in June. It won't be in May, it's going to be in June. My daughter is graduating from college, and mommy needs to be there. So the plan is, after the monastery, I have to sell the van. Hopefully it will sell quickly. And then the minute it sells, I hop on my bicycle and I start towards California. And I get as far as I get within like a week of her graduation. And then wherever I happen to be at that point, then I will hop on a Greyhound and go the rest of the way. I would like to be able to go the whole way on my bicycle, but I'm being realistic. If I get to Nevada and it's a week until her graduation, I'm hopping on a Greyhound because I'm not missing baby's graduation. Yeah, it's less than 23 items. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was really, really, really low amount of items. And I was including individual items. I know a lot of people, they don't, when they count their items of clothing, they don't count like pairs of socks and underwear and bras, but and like jackets, like outerwear. But that was including everything. And I like the direction my clothing has gone. And when I do my bicycle backpacking, I plan on maintaining this type of dressing. So I'm not going to be one of these people that's wearing like the super tight spandex and everything. I am going to be bike camping in hiking pants and linen for the most part. I feel like it's cooler. I want to protect my skin more. I don't want to be like in this when I'm biking across Texas, because I'm going to get burnt. And so I'm going to be a little more clothed than most bicyclists will be, but it will protect my skin more. And I'm definitely sticking with more natural fibers. Right now, the only things I own that don't have natural fibers in them would be my jacket, my 2 outer jackets, 2 of 3 outer jackets, and my hiking pants. And I think that's it as far as clothing. Yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. And I'm going to be slow that first few weeks on the road. I'm going to be a very, very slow snail, and I'm fine with that. I'm planning on getting in shape on the road. I've already lost so much weight, and I'm in such better condition now. I feel like if I bicycle to California, it's going to be like another leap in my physical condition and getting in shape and being healthy again. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this now. I just want to say, Anana, those pants ripped, and I got rid of them a year and a half ago. They made it my entire hiking trip. Like those things were troopers. And so my new hiking pants are cool pants. I stuck with the brand, and I am down 2 sizes from what I was wearing before as far as cool pants. So yeah, that's one of the few synthetic items I have. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I want to thank everybody for their support, and I hope that we can make this work. I'm hoping that this will just make like a wonderful, strong, caring community, and look forward to, you know, more artistic videos probably every few weeks. And if you do join my Patreon, the Patreon is patreon.com/mayagood. And that is where all of my regular videos are going to be. There's going to be a couple a week, you know, probably like 2 a week, including the days that I am at the monastery. I'm going to pre-record a few. So yeah, and until next time, ciao.